All right, so welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Today, we are going to unpack a move that has, well, frankly, it's left a lot of people scratching their heads. Ruud van Nistelrooy is Leicester City's new manager.
Yeah, pretty wild, huh?
I mean, we're talking about a Manchester United legend taking the reins at a team he, get this, beat twice while managing Man U.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more surprising moves we've seen recently.
To help us make sense of it all, we've got some great articles here. We'll look at how Leicester ended up here, who else they considered, and maybe even get a sense of what Van Nistelrooy's ultimate goals are with this.
At first glance, it's a real head scratcher, right? But
Yeah.
when you start to look at Leicester's struggles, their
Uh,
finances, and Van Nistelrooy's career path, well, it does make you think.
Okay, so first things first, Leicester sacking Steve Cooper after just 12 games. That's harsh.
It's a bit ruthless, even for the Premier League. But their performances, especially those draws against Ipswich and Everton, they just weren't getting the results. The pressure was building. They were relegated last season, and that's a tough hole to climb out of.
And they went with a pretty budget-friendly option in Cooper over the summer. Makes you wonder if relegation hit them harder financially than they let on.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Hmm.
Especially when you look at their summer transfers compared to the other promoted teams. Leicester was pretty quiet. Biggest signing was Oliver Skip for, what, 20 million? Lots of free transfers and loan deals. It's a sign, right?
So, booting Cooper after a few months, it shows they're serious about staying up. But was Van Nistelrooy always their plan B? I mean, did they have him in mind all along?
Hard to say for sure, but they were clearly looking for someone they wouldn't have to pay a fee to. Niko Kovac's name was out there, lots of experience at Bayern and Wolfsburg, intriguing. And then you had Carlos Corberan doing a good job at West Brom.
Two very different managers there. So, what made them go for Van Nistelrooy? Was it as simple as, hey, he just beat us twice, maybe he's onto something?
I mean, those wins probably didn't hurt, but you got to think they were looking at the bigger picture, his overall style. He had that time at PSV Eindhoven, and that's where you see some clues.
Right, his time at PSV, won the KNVB Cup, the Johan Cruyff Shield. But what about his style specifically would appeal to Leicester?
Well, his PSV teams were known for attacking, pressing high, lots of energy. He liked the 4-3-3 formation, fast transitions, creating chances out wide. Demanding style, for sure, but when it clicks, it's really something.
And that kind of fits with what Leicester has been known for recently, that fast-paced, exciting football.
Yeah, it's like a continuation, but with Van Nistelrooy's own spin on things.
Plus, let's be real, the guy's a legend, proven winner, commands respect.
Absolutely. Bringing someone like that in can be a huge boost for the players.
It's a gamble, no doubt, but one with potentially big rewards.
Oh yeah, if he gets guys like Barnes and Daka firing, watch out.
And then there's the whole Manchester United connection. That's going to be a storyline.
Oh, for sure. They face each other in March. That's going to be must-see TV.
Okay, so we've got the why of Van Nistelrooy bit, but let's go back to Leicester. Why were they so desperate to make a change? What were their other options?
Because to really understand this move, we got to dig into their situation. And that's what we'll do right after, well, actually, let's just keep going. So, yeah, Leicester, right. They're under pressure, but it's not just about staying in the Premier League. They won the title back in 2016,
Uh-huh.
and that kind of changes things.
Right, they've tasted success. They know what it's like to be at the top.
Exactly. And that relegation last season, it really shook them up.
And let's not forget the financial side of things. Relegation hits hard.
Oh, yeah, huge loss in revenue, broadcasting rights, match day income, you name it. Plus, players want to stay in the Premier League. They start looking elsewhere.
Like Kieran Dewsbury Hall, off to Chelsea.
Right, so you've got financial pressure and the pressure to get back up immediately.
It's got to be tough for the people making decisions at Leicester.
Absolutely. They took a chance on Steve Cooper, hoping he could build something. But when it wasn't happening fast enough, they had to make a change.
Which brings us back to the managerial search. We talked about Niko Kovac and Carlos Corberan. What made them stand out?
Well, Kovac has that experience, right? Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg, big clubs. He's a winner, demands a lot from his players, very organized, efficient.
Different style from Van Nistelrooy, then.
Yeah, very much so. Kovac is more about control, minimizing risks, solid defense. Corberan is more of that modern attacking style, lots of pressing, passing.
He's got West Brom playing some really exciting football.
Yeah, he has. That style is becoming really popular. It's fun to watch.
So two very different options for Leicester. Why Van Nistelrooy over them? Was it just about the money?
It's easy to think that, given their financial situation. But the owner makes the final call. Iowa Srivatanaprabha. He's the one who decided.
So money was a factor, but what else convinced him?
Maybe it was Van Nistelrooy's personality, you know. The guy was a world-class player. He knows what it takes to win.
That hunger, that drive, it can be contagious.
Exactly. Maybe Srivatanaprabha saw a bit of himself in Van Nistelrooy. That ambition, the belief that Leicester can be something special.
It's an interesting dynamic, Leicester trying to rebuild, Van Nistelrooy trying to prove himself.
And that shared ambition, that's where the magic could happen.
But this is a big step up for Van Nistelrooy. PSV was his only other managerial job. The Premier League is a whole other level.
Oh yeah, the pressure is immense. The competition is fierce. He'll need to adapt quickly, make tough choices, handle the setbacks.
And the fans, he needs them on his side, especially with the Man United connection.
You're right, winning them over is crucial. If you can do that, who knows what's possible.
So lots riding on this appointment for both Leicester and Van Nistelrooy. But there's one more thing, one more piece of the puzzle that makes this even more intriguing.
You're talking about those other offers, right? The European clubs. Why choose Leicester over them? That's the question, isn't it? It's true, he had options. Other clubs in Europe were interested.
Yeah, and on the surface, those seem like safer bets, more stable clubs, maybe a chance to build something without so much pressure.
Right, and for Van Nistelrooy, this isn't just about him, it's about Leicester too. They want to make a statement. They're not just happy to be back in the Premier League.
They want to be contenders again.
Exactly, and picking Van Nistelrooy shows that they're willing to take risks.
It's like they're saying, we're back and we're not messing around.
And that ambition, that drive, maybe that's what appealed to Van Nistelrooy.
So you're thinking this isn't just a stepping stone for him.
It's possible, right? Look at Leicester's history. They've pulled off surprises before.
The Premier League title in 2016, nobody saw that coming.
And they've always had that fighting spirit, punching above their weight.
Maybe Van Nistelrooy wants to be part of that, write a new chapter in the Leicester story.
And you got to remember, Leicester's a well-run club, good infrastructure, solid academy.
That stability's got to be attractive, especially for a manager who's still learning.
Definitely. He'll need time and support to build something, and Leicester seems ready to give him that.
So for everyone listening, this goes beyond just a new manager at a club. This is about ambition, about taking risks, about believing in something bigger.
And it makes you think, can Van Nistelrooy bring that Leicester magic back?
Can he turn things around, get them back to challenging for Europe?
And how will his time at Man United affect all of this?
It's going to be fascinating to watch it all unfold, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, starting this weekend, Brentford away, tough first game.
A real test right out of the gate.
Will be interesting to see what he does, how he approaches it.
And we'll be here to break it all down, the tactics, the performances, everything.
So yeah, keep an eye on Leicester City, folks. This is just the beginning.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into, well, something else interesting, that's for sure.